party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the lit. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the
Good afternoon. We're live. We got caught short there, didn't I? Yeah, we're live. There's big news this afternoon. It's something that we spoke about. I'll sort this chair. Something we spoke about a lot on this channel is obviously getting the young guys tied up with a contract. Young Rocco Vata is one of the ones that come into that, and it looks like Rocco Vata could be sold this window, which will come as a bit of a shock to some Celtic supporters, and I don't know. The fact that it is Rocco Vata is in the last 9 months of his contract. Hail, Paul. The fact that he is in the last year of his contract, and it looks like there's a couple of teams that have been circling about for him. One of them is actually Ronny Deila. Ronny likes to bring in younger players into the team. Ronny Deila could make a move for him, and that also Torino. So both Club Brugge and Torino are both looking at this Scotland Youth International player. Is he Scotland International? He's not, is he? He plays for Ireland, doesn't he? They've got that wrong, that report. Anyway, the fact that they are looking at him, he hasn't signed a new contract as yet. Hail, Helen. And the fact that Rocco hasn't signed the contract yet, I think it would be a shame to let him run down the contract and let him go for absolutely nothing at the end of the year. Is there a chance that he might sign a contract between now and then? I think Celtic really need to, if they're going to move, they have to move in this window. They can't allow him to get to Christmas and then decide, no, look, I'm not getting first team games, so I'm going to move in the summer for nothing. So I have done a poll, and the poll is, should Celtic sell Rocco Vata? The fact that there are two teams circling about. I don't think we'll hand around the 21 wingers in front of him yet. Adrian, yeah. When are you back over? I asked you that last time. Maybe get 128 grand for him. Yep, maybe might get 128 grand for him. I'm loving the sarcasm. That was the amount of money that we got for the one and only Sorrow. So, we lost Ben Doak, yep, and we need to bring in our homegrown talents. The fact that Rocco Vata is one of the players that has not signed a new contract as yet. Adam Montgomery, I'm sure he signed a new one. It went down. There's other ones that have signed an extra year onto their contract, and they've went out on loan. Rocco Vata he really wants to play first team football. Keep the sunbed for me. Not a chance. There's no sunbed in Paddy's Point anymore. They've done away with them. Anyway, another Celtic news this afternoon. Obviously, the big one for me is the fact that Rocco Vata, he hasn't signed that contract. It is a bit of a worry for me. We did lose Ben Doak under similar circumstances. He basically went for next to nothing. Rocco Vata could walk out of Celtic and we'll get minimum for him. If we sell him this window, we'll get reasonably decent money for him. And other Celtic news, it looks like this one for Ryan Fraser is actually going to go ahead. I'm looking at the Shields Gazette. They've been talking about it also, so there's a lot of news coming out in Newcastle about it. Newcastle are looking to get the player moved on. One says this one goes on to say, so I think Ryan Fraser is a talent, and coming up to Scotland and joining Celtic would be a very wise move for him. He's got a lot to prove, as Ryan, this one says. He's been training away from the first team during pre-season, and he's not expected to leave. He is expected to leave Newcastle before the end of the window on September the 1st. So that one does look like it's getting a bit arms and legs on it. It looks like it's getting a story that might come to fruition this week. Let's get some of the comments. Big Bruce says, we have been terrible with youth, never getting a chance. They have been for a few years. They've not really been getting the chance. Sitting in sunny Palmini. I've got the fan on. Did you see the new fan? Yeah, the new fan. Anyway, let's get some of the comments up. He's injury prone. Ryan Fraser, be value for money. Will he be value for money? He'll be value for money if we get him for 128,000. Fraser signing is total madness, in my opinion. Is Fraser the new Sinclair? Interesting. That's an interesting one, Lee. Could he be the new Sinclair? Sinclair did come in and do a decent job for us, to be fair. So there is also news coming out of Birmingham World website this afternoon. They're talking about the fact that this Wolves player could be coming to Celtic also, and they're now saying around about 10 million. Wolves could be set for a 10 million plus transfer windfall amidst Celtic interest. They're worried about the fact that they might lose another player and the fact they might be losing this player to Celtic. It is one that it's a strange one, but will Celtic go for this Portuguese guy, Daniel? They said it's interesting that they bought him for about seven. They bought him for 17 million. So they're taking quite a hit on him. They bought him for 17 million in 2020. He's only scored 12 goals in 91 league appearances. But that's quite a drop in money. If Celtic can get him for anything less than 10 million, it might be worth a punt. But other than that, I'm not too sure. Right, let's get some McCarthy. Let me see this one. I've got from Northampton. First time this year. Alan Woods just got some replays, some nutters on it. Right, let's close down that and keep for me. I'm trying to just get through some of the comments. So far, it looks good. Being the smoke and mirrors for the board. Talking about Champions League progress. Will it increase the backlash for Brendan coming in and losing? Peter Lowell isn't going to pay 10 million for another winger, says Alan Woods. I really like the look of Yang. I think Fraser would have to be on the bench. He'd be on the cheap and not guaranteed signing. There's no chance that Fraser. Let me jump off this and go on to StreamYard. I'll go there and click new comments. I reckon the title's in the bag for Rangers. Not a chance. Not a chance. You're 3 points behind. Rangers are 3 points behind. 3 points behind already. Right, and let's do this. And hide user from channel. There we go. Done. I'm going to enjoy this tonight. Anyway, quick one. Julian says Rocco Vata was hailed as the future. So given money and 4 or 5 year contract, loan out to the Championship in England, or even Hibs, etc. It's a shame that we keep on losing our best youngsters. Yes, it is. It's absolutely. I mean, I know that mob across the road are letting 4 young players go. I've seen that in the news today. But Celtic really need to keep these players. They need, Vata's a really good player. Is Ben Summers better than him? Tell me that in the comments. What do you think about that? Is Ben Summers, Baz, who did they know die? Yeah, exactly. And it is. I'm actually waiting on the other one coming on because I found out a way to completely ban them from the channel. So yeah, sitting in the corner. See Stadium. Mark Birchall played there in 2008. Yes, there you go. Rangers were poor last night. Bang average side. Who cares about them? I think the big thing for us is bringing in some players that we think might make the team better. Is Ryan Fraser that type of player? Can Ryan Fraser come in and who's he going to knock out? Who's he going to take out the team? I don't think there's many players that can. Right, there's one thing I want to talk about also. I love giving Neil Lennon a bit of stick, and I'll stick by it. Say that he should never have been the manager for the 10, should have been the manager for the 9, but he should have stepped aside when it came to the 10. Chris Sutton's been talking about him, and he basically said that he was the biggest moaner. And you've got to think about it, that big Chris Sutton, he played beside him, and where's Lager? Is he cycling from Sweden? Yeah, I think he is cycling from Sweden. Afternoon, Mark. How are you? I'm good. Right, I want to talk about what big Chris Sutton was saying. Chris Sutton's talking about the biggest moaner at Celtic Park, and the entire time that he's known anything about Celtic, and he says it was Lenny. He says, but do we give Lenny too much stick? The fact that Neil Lennon went on to win 5 league titles as manager, 4 Scottish Cups, and 2 League Cups, and then as a player, he got to a European final with Celtic. So he done actually not too bad. As a manager, he started second. He started the second run, the second time that we've got to 9 in a row. Overall, he won 5 league titles, 4 Scottish Cups, 1 League Cup as a manager. So he won a lot as a player and a manager, and he got us to the last 16 of the Champions League. So is it time that we let bygones be bygones and saying, look, Lenny had the hair? Is it time we let bygones be bygones and said, look, Lenny, you let us down for the 10, but at the end of the day, he's still a Celtic legend, and I'll put my hands up to that and say, yeah, he wasn't the man. He wasn't the man for the 10, in my opinion. Just my opinion. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion on this channel. It is the Celtic channel because he was a redhead. Yeah, it was because he was a redhead. And but no, I just wanted to put that there, and I thought it was something interesting that he was the biggest mourner in his playing days. Right, let's get back to some news. You all appreciate what Neil Lennon done at Celtic. Yeah, and I think we all do. And I think this narrative now that a lot of people have the hatred for him purely for the fact that he didn't achieve the 10. There was so much mitigating circumstances for that year. I think it's time that, as a fan, we really need to think about backing our own, because there's that other mob. They back their own too. Have you heard for Lasagna? You're getting on the chin with the Rangers. Heard for Lasagna. Right. I heard for Lasagna as well. We've got a Rangers fan who allegedly stays down in Lasagna. Lasagna is probably one of the biggest Irish Catholic areas in Spain. It also has the biggest St. Patrick's Day parade outside Ireland. He pays his tax to a Catholic king. He pays his taxes to a Catholic monarchy. And he comes on here trying to noise me up. Is he having a laugh? Is he actually having a laugh? Phil McFarter. Phil McFarter. And you're gone as well. Anyway, you've got to love it, the fact that they come out with all these, they're subscribed to 2 or 3 channels. And you think they're really going to be that upset about some Sevconian that stays 10 miles down the road, that stays in that. There's probably more IRA money down in Lasagna than anything else. And he's acting the big I am. Every pub down there is Irish pubs. The Irish pub group owns half a. I'm not even going to go in it. And he's running on here, running about saying that he's the big I am. Get a hold of yourself, mate. Get a hold of yourself. Anyway, you couldn't pump a fucking cottage pie. Anyway, he has just been gone like the rest of them. Right, he's gone. Comments will be hidden forevermore. So nail luck. Let's see if we can catch that other one out. Anyway, I think it's the same guy who subscribes. Love Lenny's always a legend, says Lorna. Phil, you could pump a grape. Get their elbows on. Lenny will always be a Celtic icon. He played the heart out of Celtic and gave his all, and then became more as a manager. They've got umpteen names for tax dodging. Yes, they have. And the funny thing is they can't tax dodge here in Spain, because the fines for tax dodging here in Spain is, and even if he is an expat, and I know that he pays taxes here, and he can't get away from paying taxes here, so he pays his taxes to a Catholic king, a Catholic monarch. Brilliant. Anyway, sad when you see them doing their orange walks in Spain. So they never do it in Spain. They do it in Benidorm. That's it. And they do it outside a pub in Benidorm. They don't do it in Spain. So, Alan, if you've seen that happening, the only place I've seen it is Benidorm. So, anyway, you never see it down here. You never see any of that nonsense down here. In fact, you never see them walking about with Rangers tops on, because this is a predominantly Catholic area. So, I'm sure he's sitting there acknowledging everything that I'm saying, because it's factual. It is factual. The Irish pub group owns half this area, and that is all. Well, we know where that money is coming from. Anyway, let's move on. Any links to the players today, mate? I've been working in Edinburgh. Back, not the players. Yeah, if you watch the morning update after this, yeah, Ben. Look, Mark, Alan. Sorry, I'll come back to you. Alan, Benidorm is for the Brits, right? Benidorm is an hour and a bit up the road. That's for the Brits. Down this area is Irish, right? It is full of Irish. This whole area, right, is just one big Irish enclave. They have when they have the St. Patrick's Day parade here, right? The St. Patrick's Day parade has around about 10,000 people. Oh, there's a new one. Look. There's a new one that has subscribed. We're going to here. Let me see. There's one. It has to be the same guy. Hey, user. And he's gone. Users' messages will be hidden. Let's see how many. I'm only doing this tonight just to see how many we can ban from the channel. Anyway, because I think it's the same guy with about 10 channels that has nothing better to do. And the fact that he probably doesn't even stay down here at all. The fact that he's probably said lasagna. And the fact is, lasagna is not really an area that anybody says that they stay at. So he's talking nonsense, talking nonsense. And if he wants to come down to McCafferty's, which is Irish pub, Bogarty's, which is the Irish pub, or Paddy's Point, which is the Irish pub, the three big Irish pubs on the strip. In fact, it's the only three pubs on that strip. So you can feel free to come down anytime when there's a Celtic game on, because that's when I'll be there. Anyway, let's move on. They spend more time on our papers than they spend more time. They spend more time on Celtic pages than their own. So the news this morning is the fact that we're meant to be after a player from Wolves, Daniel, who is Portuguese. Somebody says that I said he was a Portuguese internationalist. He's played for Portugal once. They did buy him for 17 million. They're looking to get rid of him for up to 12 million. He's 27-year-old. He's a winger. Then Rodgers knows all about him because he had seemingly had an amazing game against Leicester at one time. But it's understood Wolves want around 12 million. And Celtic say there is plenty of room for negotiation with that. Let's get some back. They're going to bring on the zombies. Yeah, bring on the zombies. Bring them all on this afternoon because they all know where they're going to go. They're all going to get banned. Anyway, let's move on. From over at Hickey Town in Scotland come the Huns, Irvin Welsh. Yes, this is true. See if we manage to get that produce. That would be a statement. Signing and a big name. You'll never walk alone. It says Celtic FC. I'm doing for that. The clowns. So Zombie is probably Nacho home for a few weeks. You know, there's more. Did Nacho Novo ever actually play football in Spain? Because once he ended up at Rangers, they know at Dundee or something like that. I just hope Marco is the player that he's meant to be. Yes, I hope so. Also, I hope he is. Says Jamie Young. Right. What about the freebie Brazilian winger? I'm not saying much about that. The Huns are on the channel because they have nothing else to watch. There isn't even replays of Rangers TV. As there is none, because there isn't any Rangers TV because they died. Anyway, let's move on. Celtic News, the Shields Gazette are putting out the story again. North Shields Gazette, they're saying that the Ryan Fraser Celtic says it could happen and it would be a wise move for Ryan because he's got a lot to prove in the game. My only problem with it is his Newcastle wages, the wages that he's on at Newcastle. Maybe they're wanting us to tell you how good their number 99 was last night. They did not have a number 99. Did they? Anyway, who cares? 12 million, yeah, Paul, that's what I said. Start home on Sunday. I would start home on Sunday. Just been officially announced. Number 4. Has he just been officially announced? By Celtic. Have you ever seen a member of... no, let me just see this. Just to see if Celtic have made an announcement in the last couple of minutes. We know how we like to do things live. Out now, next match. Not where are you seeing that he's been Brazilian centre forward? He was Mince. No idea what you're talking about. Let me just... No, there's nothing on the Celtic one. So where are you hearing that Gustaf's been given number 4. Franchise. Kyogo, super Kyogo. What do you think about Kyogo and the Spurs links? Do you think Ange Postecoglou would come in for him? There's a lot of speculation saying that, people were saying that there was a clause in Ange's contract stopping him on their Facebook page. On whose Facebook page? Not on the Celtic Facebook page. Let me just double check. Celtic. Celtic. Well, I need to go. That's someone else wanting his win. It's right. It's nonsense, mate. I just leave it. Anyway, Kyogo says he loves the club and the fans. Yes, he did. Did a good job. Even Glasgow from the West Midlands. Right. Since you're Stuart, since you're from the West Midlands, what are you hearing from Wolves? What is the latest that you're hearing down there? Because I'm looking at the Birmingham World on .uk website, and they're saying that there is a chance that Celtic are after this Daniel Podence, and he does have only a year left on his contract. Celtic are considering move for him. Wolves want around 12 million. Celtic are understood to see room for negotiation if they make an official approach. So, what are you hearing down there? Well, Baz, Ange would sell his granny if it helped himself. Yeah, this is true. I have a fear over Kyogo. Stuart Ramsey. He'll help Baz. Chaps the boards upstairs. I think there was a comment I seen earlier. Let me get this one up. I'm concerned that the EPL team will lose their striker. The Saudis letting the window and coming for your Kyogo. No, I don't think. When it comes to the end of the window, I don't think Kyogo would jump. Kyogo wants to play in the Champions League. He's not going to go into a team that isn't playing Champions League. And let's face it, you've got to then go to a top 4 team that you think might win the Champions League. Are Tottenham going to be top 4? Not a chance. Not a chance. Tottenham will not be top 4 if you ask me this season. That was a photo from the supporters page. Right, okay. Right, Abada Hatate to open up talks on new contracts. Well, he was hoping to do. I think Abada will. Abada for definite, because Ange Postecoglou, I don't think him and Abada got on too well. Aaron Ramsey, Jesus. And I think Hatate, even though he is injured, his contract talks would have happened towards this Christmas. I think the fact that he's injured now, I don't think anyone will come in for him, purely for the fact that he's injured. And I think there's more chance of, there's nothing on any Wolves media platform. It says, I don't think it'll come through on official platforms. I am seeing it on, well, that site is Birmingham World, and there's a few other sites for down that end of the woods that I've seen it on. Also, Hatate to say is currently we are crisis. Are we just? Yeah, this is the big worry. I hate to say, but currently we are a Kyogo injury away from a bit of a crisis with Alistair Johnson and Cameron Carter-Vickers. Cameron Carter-Vickers isn't 100%. There's nothing on Wolves media platforms. Okay, no, it's just it must be picking it up from mainstream media or picking up or something. I don't know. But you can check out that website that I'm reading off now, birminghamworld.uk. Alan Woods in fear, mate. Let's see, Lanky. There's a picture of there's a picture of Celtic's new number 4 going about. You get these fake pictures, you get them, they do thumbnails and everything for YouTube. It's the whole welcome pictures, and I've heard nothing that I'm deaf. It's Stuart. Alan was as a fear. But yeah, Mark, I think that also. I think Abada will develop this season. I think him and Ange did have a bit of a fall out. Let's see what Matt says. Predictions for the third. We'll talk about that closer to the time. Matt says, 15 years old, and believe me, I've seen the greatest of strikers leave Celtic. There was a time I did too, but now there are always a player that comes in and does the same job and scores goals. This is very true. I mean, I can remember watching Celtic from, well, I'm probably just a little bit behind you, Matt. And there is no really need to panic when it comes to it, but we do need another striker. We need another proven player that can put goals away, and I think having Big O there, I think there will be movement in the transfer window. That is definite, but it's the type of player that we're bringing in. Let's just see if there's any movement at all when we're bringing in a £10 million player. Would it be good? Yeah, there's been too many players mentioned in the last week. In the run into the end of the window, we're going to get named with absolutely everybody in their horse. And it's like Brendan Rodgers said. He said, if we were linked with everybody, if I was to speak about everyone we were linked with, basically the press conference would be going about for an hour and a half, without denying most of them. Anyway, Tam says our model when it comes to developing youth is absolutely shocking. This is talking about. I'll see how the Vata poll is going. Should we sell Rocco Vata? Was the question in the poll up at the top when you first come on. Get one of the Aberdeen strikers. Tam Max says, "Well, our model when it comes to developing youth is absolutely shocking. The club pays all this money developing these players for them to go for peanuts." On most part. What's the point? This is all questions saying, should we sell Rocco Vata now? If he's not going to sign a new contract this year, sell him now. Because there's no use letting him go and we get 300 grand for him as a kiddie on payment when he leaves at the end of the season for nothing. That's where you could probably get, I don't know, closer to £1 million for him. I don't know. What is he worth? What is he worth as a development player? Tell me your thoughts. Comments. Anyway, there's no way the squad we've got under Brendan's quality that we will be honking. No, there's no. We're not going to be honking this season anyway. Kyogo will not go back on his word. Yes, this is true. Japanese Prince are not about money. Kyogo wants to prove himself in the Champions League. Exactly what I said. Alex, I said he'll be here. He will be here for at least one more season. And I think that's why Celtic made sure that he signed that new extended contract. So it gives him peace of mind and it gives him the wages that I think that he's well worth. I'm more worried about the board selling him. I'm not too worried about the board selling him. I think that if the board was to sell him, it would cause an absolutely uproar. It would cause an absolute uproar. And I think for one, Brendan wouldn't be too happy. A fortune, Ben Doak Mark II. How much would Ben Doak have been sold for if we managed to sell him for a decent amount of money? I think it is. Let's go back on to this and go up to the poll. So I did ask the question. There has been 119 votes on the poll. Come on, there is over 291 people watching. Make sure you give thumbs up as well. There's only 54 thumbs up. If you go into a lot of people that are watching maybe aren't subscribed. If you can't comment. That's rather unfortunate. You need to subscribe to the channel before you can comment. And we have put it at a 20-minute delay due to the amount of Sevconians that would comment after 5 minutes or 7 minutes. Anyway, we're sitting at 73% are saying no, do not sell Ben Doak. And 27% are saying yes. Rocco Vata. That's because I'm reading Ben Doak. Should Celtic sell Rocco Vata? 27% yes, 73% no. Even if he walks away for nothing next year, remember, he can start speaking to other clubs this Christmas. Right? So he can start speaking to clubs this Christmas. Would it be more beneficial to Celtic to sell the player now and get some decent money in for him? Tell me your thoughts in the comments. They let their club die. They did that. Thumbs up done. Thank you for that, Stuart. So, is there get to Matt O'Reilly? I want to talk about Matt O'Reilly slightly. And Matt O'Reilly was speaking at Lennoxtown today. Went out in Celtic Park. Went out in Celtic media. And the 22-year-old says, "I don't think anything's changed massively with regards to tactics or how he is. To be honest," he said, "in general, he's feeling pretty good. We've got a slightly new style, and my role has changed slightly," said Matt O'Reilly. But it's nothing too crazy. I've just got into positions and he stayed calm. He's staying more calm. So it's all about mindset. If you remember back to pre-season, they have been talking about mindset, and Brendan was big on that this pre-season. Matt O'Reilly has also said, he said, tactically, it's just slightly different within our midfield structure. So there's nothing changed at the back. You're still going to have the two wing backs coming in, inverted, and you're going to have the two defenders that will come out slightly to cover that area of the pitch. And he said, Kyogo's coming back a bit deeper at times, depending on how much pressure is on the ball. So if they're pushing up and they're putting pressure on them, Kyogo's then coming back to help out in midfield, which is probably going to benefit the team going forward this season. I think so. Matt O'Reilly, he said that the way that Brendan has changed the mindset of the players has been a good thing. He probably went on, and he also went on and says, "I'm probably slightly more involved at times in the build-up aspect." If you remember, under Ange Postecoglou, he was probably a bit more further forward, trying to get balls into the box for Kyogo and that. He said he's got a license to get forward, so he's got a little bit more freedom to go up and down, which he's really enjoying because I like seeing the play develop and reading the play as well. He's also saying that he can pick his moment to arrive in the box or maybe arrive as a defensive box to help out there. So he's changing to a box to box midfield player. That's interesting. He is a bit younger. He's probably got the legs to do it. It's something that um, Scott Brown used to do in his younger days. A young Scott Brown at Hibs was a box to box midfield player that would absolutely pelt up the pitch. Is Brendan Rodgers trying to turn Matt O'Reilly into a younger version of Scott Brown? Tell me that in the comments. And Sell Rocco Vata, the boy needs first team football. He's not going to get it here. That's interesting. Nifty 50s. I think that you're probably right with that. Would you have him in the? I actually thought the first home game of the season. I actually thought that Vata and Ben Summers would have made the bench. I really thought that. I thought this season was going to be the season that they were going to be included even more. And I thought there's two players that were going to excite us this season and two players that would kind of help develop a bit more. Summers was went out on loan. Bosun Lawwells went out on loan. The other one that was coming up from the academy was Rocco Vata. He has not signed a contract extension as yet. He has just 9 months now to go on his contract. Have Celtic offered him a contract? Look, if they've offered the other guys contracts, there has to be some talks have taken place. And if he's decided not to sign the contract, Celtic are well within the right to sell him just now. Not long watched the Matt O'Reilly interview. Really like the boy. I've not watched it on Celtic TV yet. I will watch that later. And Matt Bruni's hardness 150 mil. If Matt O'Reilly had Bruni's hardness, he'd be worth 50 million. Matt O'Reilly's only 22. Scott Brown was a bit older when he came to Celtic. So there's still a lot of time for Matt O'Reilly to really develop into that midfield player that can dominate games. And it'll be interesting to see if he stays at Celtic long enough and if Brendan can develop him. If Brendan is trying to get him to be that defender, that midfield player that's got license to get up into the box, to create a bit of possession about the box in the opposition's team, to create a bit of menace about himself, try and get more goals. It's one thing he has said to him, as Brendan says, you need to be scoring more goals. And also, if it's needed in defence, you've got to get back there. I know they've got a couple of defenders sitting there, but you really need to get back there and help out in defence also. So, and wait a minute, this is on the football chat, so just let me check this one out. Just in case it's breaking news. Oh, it is. Hey. Guess who is in the building, Celtic? Guess who's in the building? Don't tell me I don't tell you stuff first. Breaking news, Celtic fans. Share this video. Guess who is in the building? He's in Celtic Park. Gustaf has signed for Celtic. There, you get it here first. You get all the Celtic news here first. Don't say I don't do my work. Number 4. Yeah, and he is number 4. And that's taken inside Celtic Park. Is that a fake? No, there's another guy in front of him walking up the stairs. That looks like he's just had his photographs taken at Celtic. Yeah, no, that's not a fake. It's not a fake. That's somebody sitting. Somebody sneakily took the picture because you can see the TV guys for Celtic. If you look there, he's looking around and he's like, "You're using your camera to take a picture. You're going to release that before we've got a chance." Breaking news on Celtic News Channel. Once again, we've done it. This is what the great thing about going live. Great thing about going live on this and getting that. You look at his face. That's a peach. That's an absolute peach. So there's one of the Celtic media guys, and I shouldn't probably show his face on YouTube, but there's a peach. And there is a guy sitting on the leather sofa, and it looks like he's taken the picture and released it. Looks 5'7" and under 10 stone. Let's see what he's like. Anyway, yes, welcome to the Celtic family. Laga, 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 Gustaf. Laga, laga, Gustaf. Yes, love it. Love it. So, no other YouTuber, Celtic YouTuber, could say that they broke the news first live. We did it live. Anyway, that's brilliant news. And so glad I got that text. So, cheers for that, big dog. You know who you are. Right. Brilliant. Brilliant. He is in the building. People have said, when is he going to be announced? He'll probably get announced if you know Celtic. It is 5:10. He'll probably get announced in the last. He's a defender, studs. Gustaf Lagerbelke, how do I pronounce it? Gustaf. Nice song, well done. That's the song. Laga, Gustaf. Laga, Gustaf. Laga. Telling you, the Green Brigade will be singing that in weeks. Well, if they don't, I'll make sure that the boys are singing it. Right? Because I'll have a word in some of their ears. Anyway, that is absolutely fantastic news. He is in the door. He has signed for Celtic. It is not official yet, but if you heard my phone go off, you heard the beep of the phone, and there is the picture of him. I'll move that there in Celtic Park. And he's obviously just had his media pictures taken. So Celtic will either release that tonight or first thing tomorrow morning to get as much media as possible. We heard it here first, boys and girls. We did that. So make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you share it on YouTube. We'll need to that is brilliant. I'm actually over the moon with that. Yeah. So we have got him in the door. Who else will we get in this week? Let's go back to the poll. Who is it? Gustaf Lager. Big Gustaf, the defender, Swedish defender. You'll see it all on Celtic media in the next couple of hours. Trust me. It's Celtic will release a statement probably this evening around about 6 o'clock. They do like their 6 o'clock statements, or it will be first thing tomorrow morning. So keep an eye out on the Celtic website and social media. So welcome to Celtic, Gustaf. He hasn't been officially announced, but we have had text information. Brilliant news. Absolutely fantastic news. Right, let's jump back over to. We're sitting at 140 votes. Should Celtic sell Rocco Vata? At the beginning of the video, I'd just like us to get a striker in, says. Right, at the beginning of the video, I said, tell you about the Rocco Vata story, and Rocco Vata has got interest from Ronnie Dyler and a team in Italy. Should Celtic sell him with only a year 9-10 months to go on his contract? 28% are saying yes and 72% are saying no. We've got 140 votes in so far. So make sure I'm only here for the breaking news. Yep, that's it. We'll get the breaking news. Tam Mack, who is he? Good stuff. Baz Studs, I've no idea who he is. Tam, he is a big Swedish defender. Big Swedish defender. You'll read all about it in either the next couple of hours or we'll talk about him as being positive. Yeah, he's a fantastic player. So we just need a striker in. I'm only here for the breaking news, says San Fran Celtic. So I'm still live, by the way. Celtic have I just got a text live on air and confirmation that we just got the new defender in. So we've done some breaking news on the channel this afternoon. I was driving, so it's afternoon. We signed Lager. Got me a bag of cans. No, but wait for Friday. We're going to have pizza and bag of cans. Friday live. We're going to have pizza and bag of cans. He's the Xabi Alonso of centre backs. Right. No doubt Rocco is too. So what are you talking about? Our driving lessons with Rocco's uncle. I'll not put that one. Is it about time? Oh no, Gustaf. It is about time. Somebody said at the beginning. I think they said, "Is Gustaf cycling here?" No, he's not cycling. He's. It's so hard to read the comments. Lol. He's not cycling. He is in Glasgow. He has passed his medical, and he is a Celtic player. Celtic haven't put anything out officially as yet, but if you were watching the live, you would have heard the phone ping. We checked the phone, and I'll take the Celtic TV guy out, and there is Lager Bilkhead number 4. So you're right, yeah, there must have been a leak. Somebody must have texted it and put it on one of the forums, but it is official. There is inside Celtic Park with number 4, and he's just had his pictures and that taken on the pitch. So anyway, it's about time. Hope Lager brought an alarm clock. Yes, I hope he has brought an alarm clock. I can't read. Right. So, how long have we been online? We've been on longer than what I thought it was going to be. See this breaking news. See breaking Celtic news live on air is just one of the most amazing things ever. We've made us run 15 minutes. So, we'll need to probably change the thumbnail and put it on Welcome Lager. Welcome Lager. Let's have a pint. Campo Verde on YouTube. Let's you check 5 accounts. Evening, folks. Finished work. We'll catch up later. Yep, catch up with that. Well, Lager's any good. It'll be hard to make a song for him. Lager, Lager, Gustaf. Lager, Lager, Gustaf. Telling you, there's the song. There's the song all day long. He's a left-sided defender, and he's better than graphs and stats. He is. I'm like, look. Let's see how he is on the pitch. He will be in the team for the weekend, and I did say that in the video that was yesterday morning. I think I said that he will be here and he will be in the squad. Anyway, that's enough for this video. I might do another live later on tonight. You're a lucky mascot boss, smashing mate. Nice. Yep. We need strengthening in defence. About time. We just need a goalkeeper and a left back. Just need a goalkeeper and a left back. And you're a lucky mascot. Congratulations on breaking the news. That was brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant. So if you haven't, make sure that you give the video a thumbs up. I'm just going to check the poll that is on the chat. Can't wait to deadline day. Yeah, we'll need to do a live on deadline day. There's Phil McFarter back. How did he get back on? Hey, look, there we go. Come round, Fanny. There's the guy that allegedly stays in Lasagna, stays in a big Catholic area, and is user for channel. He has many channels, many channels. Because he pays his taxes in Spain to a Catholic monarch. He says he pays his taxes to a Catholic monarch. He pays his taxes to a Catholic government. He stays in the biggest Catholic area of Spain, which has the biggest Irish community. And he's running around trying to bam people up on, on social media. Anyway, with that note, brilliant timing. We have a brand new player at Celtic Park. It will be announced in the next couple of hours. I'm going to say the next hour it will be released. If not, it will be released first thing tomorrow morning. So on that note, have a fantastic evening. Keep an eye out on the channel. We might go live later tonight. I'll see how I feel and see if we can bam up some of the zombies. On that note, have a great evening, Celtic fans all around the world.
Lit. Roll up to the